From the hollers and hills of West Virginia, it's Heavenly Hills Homestead with another episode and a absolutely gorgeous day. Stay tuned. Boom! Now, I, of course, am not I don't know the word, great homesteader. I'm a beginner. And I'm, just starting out on a lot of things. I grew up around some of this stuff, did some of this stuff growing up, but, it's kind of gotten to the point where I'm starting to see a trend in the homesteading community that is bothersome to us, or to me at least, and should be to each and every one of you who are homesteaders. And I want to talk more about that and kind of see what you guys think about it, because maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. So I wanted to talk about a little bit more on this and what I believe I see as a problem, almost like an elite group of homesteaders, right? An elitist class. Here's my issue. So I, like many of you, watch YouTube every day. I mean, just every day. I eat it up for knowledge, entertainment, mostly knowledge. But there is a lot of entertainment that I get from it. Man, this stuff has got a lot of seeds in it. I'll show you in a minute. Anyways, so I was watching last night, and I'm not going to say who I was watching, but I was watching a homesteading video. And this person mentioned that the Homesteaders of America had a meeting or a show or conference, okay? Anyways, I seen the, had this conference going on this weekend, and I thought, well, man, that's really cool. That's great. I wanna know what this conference is about. I would like to go to this conference, right? And so I start looking up the conference and everything, and the Homesteading of America conference in Columbia, Tennessee. So I was looking up the conference this weekend and in Columbia, Tennessee, and what I found was something that was kind of disturbing, because this person was like, hey, there's X amount of tickets left, everybody that should come and be a part of this conference. It's only 300 people. It's only as many as we're going to allow, and so it'd be more personal and more one-on-one time, etc., etc., etc. And so, anyways, I thought, well, man, hey, this sounds great. If I want to look it up, I want to see what's going on. So I did. I looked it up. I looked up Homesteaders of America conference, where it was going to be at. It was, in Columbia, Tennessee. It's 7 hours, almost 8 hours away from me. I thought, man, that's a long drive. I was like, but you know what? It would be worth it to go to meet these people, pick their brains, tell them about my ideas, tell them about my passions, and because they share the same stuff. They share the same passion. They share the same platform, being YouTube. I mean, and so many other platforms that, you know, they share with us. And so I thought, man, that would be a great idea to go be with them, see them, talk to them, experience that, and learn, right? So you can imagine how happy I was, right, about all this, all them strawberry blooms. Goodness. And I was very thrilled. I thought, well, hey, finally I'm going to be able to get to go to something this weekend that you know, it's going to cost me a ton in gas to get there, right? Because it's almost 8 hours away, but it's doable, right? Giant cabbage. And so I was happy. I was thrilled that I was going to be able to go. And then came the bad news. And so the bad news was I couldn't afford the tickets. And that's not like saying, you know, tickets were $25 or $30 or $50, right? Or even $100, and I just couldn't swing it. It was much more than that. So for one person, it was like $350 for a VIP pass, I think it was. And then it was, or maybe it was $450 for a VIP and $350 for the, you know, just regular pass. And I'll have to show you the picture here. I'll get a picture of it and put it right here. Is that not crazy? And it was even $135 per child. So anyhow, children are $135, and I thought, oh my goodness, I mean, like, how can a family of 5 afford this? Anyway, let's just say that you're a family of 5. So let's say you have all these kids. You've got, 3 kids. It's you and the wife, which is pretty common in today's society, right? 3 kids and a husband and a wife, 5, and a household of 5. So you would be hard pressed to go. Show you guys all the Swiss chard coming up, looking good in there. Anyhow, so you're gonna, be very hesitant to pay $350 for yourself, yet alone $135 for your children, right? Because that is a lot of money. And so, as homesteaders, me understanding how we are and how this all works, I kind of wonder, what's the point in having this stuff if we're going to charge these prices? My question is, who can afford, with a family of 5, to go to a conference that costs $350 to $450 to go and $135 per child? It's a 2-day event. Now, before you start ragging on me and hitting me in the comment section about, well, you just don't understand, you don't know, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. I understand it takes money to make money. All right. And that it also, in order to put on a good show, you have to have, or a good conference, you have to have things in place, and prices do that. They help with that, right? But I have been to Civil War reenactments and other things, right? Other conferences and things that were free or under $50 to go. And in every one of those cases, it was well worth going. Whether it was free, whether it was under the $50 mark, $50 and under, it was worth going. So, I'm wondering, are we making a a elitist group right within the homesteading community that can afford to go to conferences and things like this while others can't. Because my thinking is if the goal is to reach as many people as possible and to teach them all how to homestead, how to be self-sufficient, how to be self-reliant, how to grow your own food, how to harvest and butcher your own animals, and all that stuff that encompasses homesteading, right? Then my thought process is drastically different than those who are in charge of running these conferences now. My thing is if I'm going to be running a conference like that, then I need to be able to, get in touch with people, get them to see the value in what I'm offering them, right? And then after they see the value in what I'm offering, give it to them at a reasonable rate so that they can come and they can learn and they can experience this for themselves, right? Because what good am I doing if the only thing that I'm doing is getting the 300 people or however many people can attend this conference? I believe he said it was 300 can attend this conference and only get the top people who can afford it, or me strapping people that can't afford it because they think they're going to learn something that's so valuable there that they can't do without. You see, I have a really hard time believing that if I pay, $350 or I pay $450 to get to talk to you one-on-one, okay, that I am getting any better service, any better knowledge, whatever, from you there in person versus me watching a YouTube video either by you or somebody else, right, that has the same content and stuff that I can learn from. So then, to me, that begs the question, are you really, there to help people? Are you really there to give them a hand up and to teach them and to help them learn, right? Or are you just there simply to turn them into merchandise? See, me personally, I don't care for people making a living and being able to put on a good show all at the same time. I can understand putting on a good show costs a lot of money, right? I love watching the clouds move across that field over. You more than likely, you're going to film this. More than likely, you're going to put it on YouTube. And guess what? Likely, you're going to make money off of the YouTube videos. Far more money than you would there at that event, right? At that conference. And so I'm trying to figure out and understand if you're really there for helping people and you're really there to show them the way to homestead and give them, all this information that they can take to do homesteading, YouTubing, etc., then why are you charging prices that say only these types of people can come? Again, I understand it takes money and those people's time is worth money. I'm not saying it's not. But when you're charging $135 for a child to go to a conference, that child is not going to learn anything, right? You're charging people that if they're like us, homesteading, right, they're trying to find the best possible way to do it for the best price, especially right now, because times are tough for everybody. I don't see the point, because I can watch and learn and listen to the same thing on YouTube and not pay a dime. Get lost in translation here, because again, I understand they should get paid, and I agree with that, and I understand it takes money to run that, but really, does it take $350 per person or $450 for the VIP pass, or $135 per child? Does it really take that kind of money in order to do something and it be successful? I'm going to invest that money into the homestead. And you can say, well, that is investing in the homestead. Going to these conferences is investing. Is it really though? I mean, can you really justify going there and learning there versus going to the free ones, or the ones that cost less, or the the videos on YouTube? Because here's the thing: if one conference starts costing this kind of money and they do good, then the next conference will, and the next conference, and the next conference, until finally the ones that you're going to for a good price, or free, are no longer free, or they're no longer cheap to go and affordable to go to. I know some of you guys are going to be like, well, I learned more going to that conference than I ever learned off of YouTube, because I got the one-on-one experience, or I was sitting there listening and everything. If they're giving that kind of information out at the conferences but won't give it out on YouTube, what does that tell you? If the information that they're putting out there at those conferences is that much drastically different than that of what their content is, and yet they say that they're trying to teach you and show you something, if it's that drastically different by paying and going and listening to them versus what they say on YouTube or what they tell you on YouTube, then why would you want to listen to them anyhow? Because if they're not giving you the whole story on YouTube, what makes you think they're giving you the whole story at $350 to $450, right? And that if you pay $1,000, you'll get the inside addition to all the good stuff, right? I mean, did you see where I'm going with this? I'm gonna end this video right there on that note. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know, do you guys think that these people are really out there to help us? Do you think that they're helping the homesteading community by charging these outrageous prices? To go along with their, I mean, think about this. A lot of them have books. A lot of them have, videos, well-established YouTube platforms, etc., that they make money off of, and still charging these types of prices. And I just want to know what you guys think about this, because it's not like they haven't made it, right? These are successful people, and I think in a way that their success is now they're exploiting their success to the point of excess, right? And because I wouldn't care to give them $100 to go to this. For me, just for me, I wouldn't care to give $100 for me and then another $100 for my wife. So $200, me and my wife would go, and I would think it's reasonable, right? But I think when you're asking these large of an amount, I really think that this is well above the mark, and it seems like what they're going to do is funnel and separate those who can afford and those who can't afford. And if you can't afford it, you're not in the club, and if you can afford it, thumbs up for you. So anyhow, guys, in the comments below, post, tell me what you think. Is this getting to be a little bit of elitism in homesteading? Do you feel a little bit kind of like that's not really cool or fair that somebody could go to that, right? And I mean, I understand, like, there would be, even at $100, let's just do this real quick, even at $100, there would be people that probably could not afford to go. And so I would say there needs to be in place something for really interested people who are interested in homesteading to be able to come to these things without having to worry about the price tag, because it costs enough in gas to get there when you live 7-8 hours away, right? It's not just out your back door. It costs a lot of money to get there. And so, added on to the addition of a ticket price, it gets a little out of hand, I think. So anyways, enough of me rambling. Post the comments below. Tell me what you think about it. Am I wrong? Is it not elitist kind of ways doing this with such a high price tag on it, or am I just that out of touch with the way things really are that I'm missing out on a really good deal, right? It's a really good deal and I should snag it up. So let me know in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Guys, don't forget, if you like this video, please smash that like button, go over, subscribe, hit that post notification bell, so you'll know every time that we upload a video, which is every day right here on this channel, sometimes multiple videos a day. So guys, go down there, do that for me. We love it. We thank you for it. We thank all you subscribers. Don't miss out on the monthly giveaways, and we'll see you right here next time in the Hollers and Hills of West Virginia.
Don't forget to smash that like button. Hit that notification bell. Don't forget to share.
Thank you, good sir.
You're welcome. And subscribe.